Hello, hello. This is another Bold Fun workshop. We're here with Lisa Ring, who's going to be doing a business development session. We've had a number of people in the community, uh, asking about how to get their first users, how to make partnerships, and variety of things. And it's really important to do these like not necessarily technical workshops, and we hope to be doing a bit more of them in the future as well on topics of like marketing, um, growth hacking, etc. Lisa is from the community. She suggested a series of workshops actually, and yeah, I'm just gonna stop waffling now and get her up on stage. Let's have her. Hey there, Lisa.
Hi, everyone. How are you, Jones?
I'm doing good. I'm doing good. I'm in sunny and hot El Salvador right now. Yeah, it's I'm here for the Adopting Bitcoin conference. Ed is over in El Zonte right now. You know, kind of like the ground zero of Bitcoin adoption here in El Salvador. Have you been over here yet?
No, I have not. I'm so jealous at you because right now I'm in Stockholm and it just began to snow, so it's it's the complete opposite. Yeah, I would love to be there though.
Well, I'm not gonna lie to you. It's getting a little bit hot for me as well here. It's so hey, we on the two different extremes perhaps.
Yeah,
Tell us
definitely.
about your session today. And actually, before we do that, maybe a little bit about your background and yeah, who are you? What you been doing?
Yeah, so I am from Sweden and yeah, I just got into Bitcoin just a couple of years ago. My boyfriend was really into this and really wanted to drag me into it as well. Yeah, I've just been the last couple of years been hanging around in the community, trying to learn as much as possible, and yeah, I've just been so interested and. Yeah, I love the potential of everything there is out there. So this tournament that the Bolt Fun hosts, it's just incredible. I think it's super fun. And besides that interest, I've been yeah, working mostly like with startups. I've had some startups myself, and I also worked within a couple of others. Otherwise, I've been studying a design and product development yeah, engineering degree, and also have a master in management. So it's like I'm a bit on the design side, but also on the management and business development side. So that's kind of my background here. Uh, nice. I'm seeing that there's some comments also popping up. That's great to see.
Yeah,
Ed is
one.
probably surfing. Yeah,
Yeah,
sounds good.
yeah. I think so. But hey, he works so hard. I think he deserves it anyway, right? Why
Yeah,
not?
definitely,
One weekend at
definitely,
least.
definitely.
That's really fantastic. And I'm very interested in the perspective that you have to share, coming in with this business and management background, and like, what you see. Like, I don't know, have you been interacting with like other Bitcoin companies in the space? To like, is there a difference between what they're doing and what like traditional startups are doing?
Actually, I have not been interacting too much with other companies actually. So it's been really interesting, and I've learned a lot from this tournament because yeah, getting to get to know other projects and like real Bitcoin focused projects and companies. So I haven't had too much interaction with that. So, but my first impression is that I think there need to be more business development and more focus on also like the opportunities that we can actually build things around. So not only like the technology itself, because I'm not too technical, so bear with me this session as well. But I think yeah, what's been very interesting is that I think there's so much more potential, and I think business development is one of those areas where we can probably work much more.
Yeah, well, like really, thank you so much for like suggesting this session, this workshop series and stuff. Perhaps you could give us like a little background. I don't know if we're going to be cutting into your presentation stuff a little bit more. Tell me, we could just jump into that. But the last question for me would be, what made you suggest this in particular, like this series?
I think that the team that I'm working with, we really found it very valuable to early on in the tournament start to think about how to actually build a business around this idea that we had. And we sort of, while we were working, we sort of realized that, we have made a couple of assumptions that maybe we didn't thought through really before. And then, I just think that whenever you are trying to develop something, you need to have like this holistic perspective. And I think we need to really put the user in the center here, and try to understand what can we actually create, what values can we actually create to the user. So don't know if I answered your question, but
No, you're definitely right. And that's why we're also trying to like promote diverse teams and stuff. Not just like one single technical person, but have a designer on board, because user experience is important. Also, there's prices for design, right? A growth and traction are also important, because it's about global adoption, and we're trying to get people to use these things. So, all right. Well, So yes, you did answer it. Thank you so much. Should I get Porto up now? Is that?
Yeah, bring him in, please.
Bring him in. All right, cool. Porto, what's up?
What's up, guys? How's it going?
Hi, Porto. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
It's going. It's going.
Great introduction. I love it.
Porto, maybe we could hear a little bit about yourself and what you're working on.
Sure, cool. So this is my first Bitcoin project. Me and my co-founder Gustavo. He's watching right now. He's not in the backstage, but he's watching. So we have a technical background. We both code. We love building stuff. We do have a healthcare startup in Brazil. We are Brazilians, and we are bootstrapped, and the business is doing fine. And we've been trying to work with Bitcoin for a couple of years, and this tournament was just the push that we needed to just jump into the pool and try to build something cool. So it's been quite a lot of fun. We've been building stuff. We've been focused on Gift Cash, which I'm going to show you guys what it's all about. But as the first project on top of Bitcoin, we face a lot of challenges that if you have already built something before for Bitcoin, you don't kind of face those challenges, like managing a node, managing liquidity, stuff like that. So those kinds of things are quite fun challenges, I would say.
Well, you know what we always say at Bold Fun is mandatory, right? So if you're not having fun, then you shouldn't be doing it at all.
Yeah,
but
right.
You have to do it though. You have to be fun. You have to have fun. All right, Lisa, I'm gonna slide this over to you. I'm gonna hop off. I'll be in the background if you guys need anything, but for the most part, it's all yours. Okay.
Nice.
Right,
so I will just start to share my screen. It will be like this because I am just all right. So can you see the Miro board?
Yeah.
Okay, nice. And you can see me moving around the hay all here.
Yes.
Okay, that's great. And part of you are also in the Miro board?
Yes, I am. I believe so. Let me open it up here. Yeah, I'm here.
Nice. Nice. I can see that there are a few other people here as well. But you are the visiting designer. Okay, great.
That's a fake
yeah,
news because I'm not a designer.
Everyone is a designer in Miro. That's the best thing with it.
Great.
All right, so I will just first just give a short introduction to, what is business development or growth hacking and things we've been discussing. And then we will jump into the workshopping part, which is here on the right side. But first, I just want to start presenting like the 3 workshops that I have been planning. And building a business, while you do it, there are a lot of things you need to think about. But 3 very important things is you need to know what value you should create. So you need to choose what value. You need to also provide it later. And you also need to be able to communicate the value you create. So I have sort of built the workshops around these things. And the first one, as the name suggests, it's about problem definition and value proposition. And I will get into the details later. So I will just do a quick overview here. The second one will be about like getting ready to actually launch, to get your product out there, to build the MVP. And the last one will be about marketing and branding. And I will get the really needed help from Brian. And hopefully, that will be awesome. So make sure that you can make it on the third one as well. But we haven't quite planned it yet. All right. So I also want to introduce a mindset that it's very common that designers use this. It's called a double diamond. And it's like a process model that sort of just tells you that you really should focus on diverging, converging all the time, trying to explore, trying to narrow things down while you're working. And I will go through this just quickly. As you can see, we have like 2 diamonds here, and to the left we have the problem space. And before you go over to the solution space, you need to know what problems you are solving. You need to design right things before we design those things the right way. So it always starts here in the problem space. And today we're gonna, for the first workshop, we're gonna be in this space. So first we will diverge. We will, what is the problem? We'll explore that. And then we will sort of converge. We will narrow it down and try to find the exact values we want to create for the user. Next workshop will be more moving over to the solution space, where we wanted to investigate what minimum viable product we want to create. And finally, in the third one, we will move over to the end of this process model, where we sort of look ahead and we see, how can we get this out on the market and how can we scale? And it's very important to see these processes at very iterative, and you should go back and forth all the time. So it's not like a linear process, but a bit of inspiration just to see how we can think about these things. And I also want to show you some very common pitfalls when working with development. And this is not only when developing like a business model, it's about developing anything. As I said, you want to have like balance, you want to iterate a diamond, you want to be in the problem space as much as you are in the solution space. But as you can see here, we have a lot of pitfalls. And the first one, I think everyone can sort of relate to this, is that we go to the solution immediately. We don't put too much effort on the problem space. Another challenge is that we put too much effort in the problem space, that we just want to try to solve so many challenges at a time that we never actually reach the solution space. We can also end up having a gap between the two diamonds, and that happens when you you start in the problem space and you go over to the solution, but you never iterate. So the distance, it just grows. And this is where you don't have the product market fit. We can also have this confirmation bias where we only look for research that fit our solution. We can also have this linear approach, so we don't adjust the solution to the user. And the last one is also very common. It's that we never actually implement the solution. We just continue to work and iterate, and we never find a solution that's realistic to implement. So we can't launch anything. So these pitfalls is just like to give you also something to think about, and maybe you recognize yourself in one of these, and maybe it helps you to rethink something. Finally, I just want to say something about business models, and there are like thousands of ways how to describe a business model, but I think it's very nice to just have a simple one where you can have an overview of what different aspects are important to think about when you develop a business model. And it's a bit small, the text is a bit small, but as you can see here in the middle, we have the value proposition, and that tells you what value we create for the customer. We should also define the problem. That's very important. So this is what we're going to do today, these two. The next workshop will be about the solution, the MVP at least, and also who are the users, who are the customers we want to target. And finally, we will talk about how to reach those customers and early adopters specifically. And as you can see, there are other things here that we won't cover during these workshops, but I just want to mention it so that you know it's important. And it's about like the capturing value part. So the cost structure, the revenue streams, how we make money. And then there are other things as well to think about. So I think if you're new to business development, I think just having an overview of a business model like this, I think it might help you a lot when trying to develop the whole business and not only the solution. And I also like this a lot. It's not about commercializing a technology, but to find a business model that envelopes the technology. And I think this stresses the importance of not trying to make everything around the technology fit the technology, but they should fit each other. So also develop the technology alongside everything else. So that was a small introduction to business development and also these workshops. I don't know, maybe you, Porto, have some questions or?
I don't have any questions yet. As you speak, I was just thinking about how we were approaching maybe we have already jumped into the solution, ahead of time. But I don't know. I'm still processing.
Yeah, that's fine. And I just want to say that for these workshops as well, it's supposed to be like an introduction and just something that you can continue to work with and just get you some inspiration. So I don't think we will sort of find every answer during this hour, but hopefully I will give you some inspiration and some ideas on how you kind of easily can work with these things. All right,
Cool.
so I think we should. Do you want to say something, Porto?
No.
Okay, go
ahead.
The first thing I want us to think about is the problem that we are trying to solve, and I really like this this jobs to be done theory, and I will just show you this. When we buy a product, we essentially hire it to help us do a job, and if it does the job well, we'll hire it again. But if it does a crummy job, we will fire it and look for something else to solve the problem. So thinking about products and services as something people hire to get jobs done, it's like a great mindset to really get to the root problems that users have. And these jobs, they have different dimensions. They can be functional, social, emotional. And we should really try to build our services and products around these jobs. And how can we do this? So how can we find the jobs to be done? And I have written down some tips here. One of them is that you should focus on the experience and less on the task. That's very helpful. And circumstances are also often very important rather than product features. Like for instance, if the user is stressed every time she or he uses a service, that's a very, very important circumstance. You can also go to yourself. Do I have a job that needs to be done? You can look at people who don't use stuff or who try their own things. They use products and services in different ways than was originally thought through. And we're going to try to figure out the jobs to be done for Porto's project here, Gift Cash. So that's going to be really, really interesting. And when we do this, I often use this. It's kind of a template that gives you a sentence that actually tells this job what this job is. So I will just give you an example of how we in GetIn, our project, have done this. And this is only like a very simplified example, but I want you to really think simple in the start, and then you can redo this over and over again until you really get to it. But be brave and just have courage and just go for it in the beginning. So it works like this. When I need to register, in this case, I want to do it as easy as possible so I can use the service. So first you have the situation, then motivation, and then the expected outcome. So Porto, I would really love to hear your thoughts from Gift Cash, and we could together think about these things, try to find these jobs that your users or your customers want to get done.
Okay, great. Yeah, go ahead.
Exactly. And on the end, I have made an empty board on the right-hand side here, the purple one. So I think the two of us can just start to fill these post-its together and try to figure it out. What jobs to be done among your customers or your users?
Okay. So let me give some introductions of some things that we thought about.
Yeah, perfect.
Because in the past we have before our healthcare startup that we have at the moment, we tried to build some businesses straight to customers, and those things were hard. we know it's hard. So
Yeah.
so we tried. So our startup, our successful startup, is a B2B, and we love B2B. So
Yeah.
we were thinking about building something for businesses. So we thought about some different problems that businesses face, and some of those problems Bitcoin could help fix those problems. So I think we could list some of those problems and in this in the template that you suggested. So the very first problem I would say is regarding user engagement. So maybe I'm not going to phrase it correctly, but when I, as a business, yeah, when me as a business, I want to have my users more engaged in the platform. What I usually do, so I'm not. I want to avoid jumping to the conclusion. So me as a business, I want to have more my users or my potential customers more engaged, so I can sell more, or I can have more revenue. Yeah.
I think that's really good because this is exactly how you do it. So yeah, of course, it's about selling more. That's often the case when you deal with a business to business relationship.
Yeah.
And I also think you highlight a very important thing here. It's that you want to engage the users. So I think that's I think that works very, very fine. Definitely. So is this also, if you think of Giftcash, could this also be valid for Giftcash?
Yes, that would be also valid. That's one thing that I think it's kind of an advantage of Giftcash, like building Giftcash, is that we should leverage on the strategy that we think is going to be helpful for our customers, should be also helpful for us to build the business, because we also want our future customers to be engaged with Giftcash, so we can sell more. So this should be applicable to us as well.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I think that's. I think we can start with this, and the time is just running. So I think we could try to move on, and then probably just go back up here and see if we can find more jobs. And otherwise, you can just continue this work after this workshop, and hopefully everyone else that's listening in right now.
Okay, cool. I have other jobs if you want. I can.
Yeah, you can just. You can also write it down here if you double click on one of these post-its. Yeah, so feel free just to. That's awesome.
Like rewarding. I'm writing here like rewarding for some task completed. This is something that we wish to be solved as well. Okay.
So so this is what you want to achieve with your project.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, great. Yeah, nice. I think we can just move on, and I'm sure that we will go back here soon again. Because that's how it works. You always iterate this.
Cool.
So the next thing I find very, very useful when developing services or products or businesses, it's to think about pains and gains that the user or customer have before, during, or after using a product or service. And that means trying to get this job done. And for us in Get In, our examples here, we have we can. Sorry, I forgot to tell you about our project, but we are developing a sign-in service where we will make it very, very easy for people to register and sign in to different websites, etc. And the pains we have as examples here is that it could be very, very time consuming to sign in. We could also feel a cognitive load when we need to remember all the passwords, we need to remember our usernames, etc., etc. And also, if using services that are related to Bitcoin, we could also feel fear towards this because we don't really know what it is about. On the gain side, these could be outcomes or benefits that we try to reach. And that could be, I want it to be easy to use. I want to have overview of every login I do. And maybe I want to have a very predictable login. So this is like the pains and gains the user tries to, or have during usage. So I see, Porto, that you are already going here. I like that. It's not easy for a business to reward a user for a task done. Yeah, okay, that's really, really good. What do you think why do you think it's not easy? Do you see any, why is it difficult?
Yeah. So I also forgot to to explain a little bit about our ideas. So let me just go a step back and explain this. So we know there are some businesses that pay people to respond to surveys or to complete some tasks. For example, watching an ad or downloading an application and doing some testings. And those companies that perform those kind of things, they usually pay their members in Amazon US gift cards or Visa prepaid cards. Those Amazon US credit prepaid cards or the Visa prepaid card, they do not work outside of the United States. So there is a lot of people just sell those cards in marketplaces by a huge discount, sometimes a 15% discount, and they sell it to Bitcoin because Bitcoin is a better currency that you can just use it in any country to sell it to your local currency. So those people are using selling Amazon US gift cards in exchange for Bitcoin, then in exchange for their local currencies. So if you look back, actually it's kind of hard for the business to pay in a valuable currency to the final user. So we would like to solve this problem. This is one thing that we would like to solve. Another thing that I think it's also another idea is regarding competition of tasks. So, for example, we know it's valuable when you are more engaged in a platform, and sometimes businesses they just do a lot of ads to try to engage with their users and make them come back to their platforms. So they're actually spending money with Facebook or Instagram or Google to get that customer back. But what if that business just give away satoshis? Like even if it's just a small amount of satoshis, they would have a similar output because they would engage, which I put over there on the jobs to be done. Like they would have more users engaged in the platform, so they can sell more. But instead of paying the advertisers, the Facebook and Google, they would pay straight to the user. But this is not very easy to do at the moment. So I think that's a pain for the business. Like, how could I pay directly to the user instead of just paying Google, to have that user to come back?
Yeah, I think you have a really interesting discussion here, and I also added something in the jobs to be done square here.
Cool.
That you want to give rewards, but you also want to do it outside the US, because this is probably where the problem is bigger than within the US. So just this is great. This really shows how you can go back and forth between these processes. So yeah, very good portal. That was perfect for the for the show here. So yeah, great. So it's not easy. Yeah, that's a big one. And can we come up with anything else? It sounds like it could be kind of, time consuming, or it could involve several very many steps if you want to give a reward. And I guess so we
also
can just
like
add
there's no platform to like there's no easy way of giving like giving money straight to the user for engagement, right?
Exactly. Yeah. So it's very complicated. So that's also a very, I think that's a valid pain for sure. Definitely. And also maybe I'm just like brainstorming here because since you have to like do it in several different steps with other actors involved, you don't get this relationship directly to the user. So you sort of have a distance. Maybe that could also be a pain, that you have kind of a distance between you and your user. I can just write it down here because we can use it later for for this workshop between you and the user. I would just type. Great. So if we continue over to the gains side here, so what gains do you think having these gift cards would give the user?
So I think maybe the user would have a better ROI on marketing spend, because maybe like giving users money instead of Facebook for engagement, that maybe that has a better ROI. Also increase engagement.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I don't know, the fact that like a old style business to be integrated with Bitcoin, if that's like a plus in terms of marketing, like, hey, like we are integrated with Bitcoin. I don't know if that would be a brand gain, for the company. I don't know.
Yeah, definitely. I think that's very, very interesting. And while you are writing that on one of the green notes, I can just write the one I had in the example. It's like skepticism towards Bitcoin. It could be a pain.
Yeah, and that's right.
Could also, it's like connected to the one you just wrote there. Yeah. So I think we have found several very interesting things here. I think we can continue to work with them. Do you think, are you missing anything, or do you have any questions at this stage?
No. I think that's I think we have a clear vision of the issues and problems we're trying to solve. I think so.
Okay, good, great. So the next step, it's to actually take all these pains and gains that we have come up with and sort of map them up, how important they are, and if we have evidence of this actually being true or not. So we need to sort of test these assumptions we just made, because they are assumptions, most of them probably, or some could be like maybe you have worked a lot with trying to find evidence for them. And in the example here, we can start with this. We have put predictable login here, for instance. And we have done some research and talked to a lot of people, and also benchmarked other services. And everyone is very, very, all of them thinks that having a predictable login, it should be predictable. You should know how to do it. It should be the same every time you do it. That's very important. So we put it in this square with high evidence and high importance. If we take this example instead, cognitive load, we can, just as an example, put it here. Maybe we haven't like really talked to people about it, but we have an idea about this being very important. So we still put it on the important scale here, but we are not certain yet. So it needs definitely more research about this before we can give an answer. And in our case, this fear towards Bitcoin or skepticism, actually, it's not that important for us, because in our project, Bitcoin will not be like, we won't tell people that this service is built on Bitcoin. So this is not as important for us, even though we know sort of that actually many people are very skeptic. So this is how like this assumption map works. You sort of map these things down and see where you need to do more research, or these are very important, those who are in this square here. So we can look at your pains and gains here, Porto, and try to map them down in this map beneath. Where do you want to start?
Let me see. Yeah, I think this guy right here. Should we copy this and paste over there?
Yeah, you could. That's awesome. That's.
Okay. I think this guy over here, it shows some quite evidence, because there is even a marketplace for this. Oh, I'm sorry, not this one. I mean this guy right here. There's even a marketplace for this. So I think there is enough evidence, and if there is a marketplace for this, and there is a lot of businesses doing this, I think this is also important. So I would position this guy here.
Yeah.
There's no way of giving money straight to the user for engagement. I think this guy, I mean, I think there is quite some evidence of this. I don't know if this is quite important. So I would position this guy like somewhere right here. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it makes absolutely sense.
Okay. Distance between the business and the user. I need to do more research, I believe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think so too.
So, yeah,
that's why I came up with it.
Yeah.
No, but actually, I could definitely think that could be a valid point for real. That as a business, you want to have a close connection with the user.
Yes.
So I think that could be a very valid, probably kind of quite important thing, but we don't have evidence. So definitely do more research about that. Yeah.
Yeah, because one thing that I was thinking about is that like maybe the business, they think they're quite connected to the user because they do like mailing lists or workshops sometimes.
Yeah.
But there's still a gap between them and the users in terms of advertisement. There is another brand between them. So maybe that's something that that I don't know, that bothers them.
Yeah, could be.
Skepticism towards Bitcoin. Yes, I believe this is probably important, and I don't know if we should have more research. Probably. I don't know.
Yeah, and
I don't
I
know.
think no, but you can just put it here, and this is nothing that's like stuck in stone, we say in Swedish. But and also it actually depends on what users you are trying to target. So I think this also will be great input to the second workshop we are doing when we're trying to figure out who to target initially. So yeah, it could be of importance, but we probably need to do more research. Definitely, yeah.
Cool. All right.
Okay, the gains then.
All right, gains. Better ROI on marketing spend. This is something we do have to do more user research. That's for sure, because we have no idea. It's just an assumption.
Yeah, but it's a very interesting one. So yeah, I think it's good to put there, definitely.
Yeah, brand gain. I think all of them are going to be actually in user research probably. So this guy right here, and increase user engagement. I think this could be outside of the. Well, we do have to do more user research, but I don't know. I think there is some evidence.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would put this kind of like here. I don't know.
Yeah.
What do you think?
Yeah, I think this is great. You have post-its here and there. It looks good, and yeah, I would be skeptic if you didn't put any of the notes here in the user research square. So I think this looks it looks great. And it's very interesting that this is a very like simple exercise, but it really shows that some of your thoughts or ideas actually needs a bit more evidence, probably.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's a good exercise to just test your own.
I'm gonna put this.
Yeah.
No evidence or evidence. I don't know.
Yeah, that's also absolutely valid. That's great. All right, I think this will be great because we have 10 more minutes to go, and now we are going to try to see if we can identify the core values of our offering. And when you look at this assumption map, those post-its that you have on the bottom here, they are not really interesting, because if they are not important, probably they don't give any value to the user. So we are going to focus on these notes that are above this line. And we will try to map all of them in, and then just we know that some of them we will need to look into deeper. So if you take this, all these important things, and we go down to this value map, and on the right hand side you have the customer. So you have the job to be done, and you have the gains you want to have as a customer, and you also have the pains. On the left hand side you have your offering, so you have your products or services, and also you should tell how you create these gains and how you relieve the pains. And if you succeed to have a good match here, you get this product market fit that is very, very important to sell stuff. So we can just start to try to map your things, Parto. And it was good that all of yours were important, so we have a lot to map here. And we can just copy them down again. I can probably help you.
Okay. One question. What does this mean? Like, is this like for like performance, increased performance, and this is like a remedy to to a pane that the user has? I didn't understand this.
Yeah.
The top
No,
and the bottom.
It's a good question. So as you were saying, the ones you put here, these are features or features of your service that relieve the pains. So in our example, we have a pane that's cognitive load. The user doesn't want cognitive load. So we have solved this by having a very, very simple UI. So unloading the cognitive load. And then also like no passwords needed. So
got it.
These are only examples, but by doing these things with our service, we can relieve the cognitive load. And at the same with these ones. So we want to have a predictable login. Then we might be focusing on universal UI, for instance. So
got it.
Yeah, great. So these are the product features or the values of your products. All right. Should we try?
Let's do it.
Let's do it. All right. Maybe start with this important. It's not easy for business to reward. Maybe you're also already in there. You can just copy them all down. We'll just put them here so it's a bit closer.
Great.
And I can also put.
So this guy should be like here, right? Is that correct?
Yeah, definitely. That's great. So it's just like putting these things like in the in the pane. Yeah.
So
and then since all of yours were important, we choose to include every one of them. But as I said before, just if you have anything under the importance 0 line, you don't consider them in the value proposition.
Got it.
And these gains we can just put here. So we have, this is just like a summary of what we have done so far. Great. So and now you are already into it. That's perfect. Maybe to send gift cards. So it's very difficult to come up with ideas in a 1 hour workshop. So
yeah, I know. I'm
thinking. Yeah, it doesn't matter. It's just it's totally okay. I struggle to come up with the example. So you can just better ROE on marketing spend. Yeah, so for instance, I'm just thinking out loud right now. A gain creator could just be to make the business aware of marketing spend and return.
Yeah,
so it could be good. Like that. Okay,
makes
you could
sense.
probably, maybe in your service you could give them information that, oh, now you saved this and that, or now you have reached this number of people, or etc. etc. So trying to create that that gain. That's
Simple
great.
UI.
I see, Jones, that you wrote in the chat that if anyone have questions, just write them in the chat. So yes, please do.
Like a simple UI to that you can, like, on a few clicks, reward the user.
Yeah. Yeah, and specifically if you want to have user engagement, then you probably need to put some effort into the UI and the design and the user friendliness. It should be easy to be engaged, sort of. So yeah. Definitely important.
I was thinking, like, so if you want to so if you want to reward a user for a task that was done, so for example, if I sell a B2B software and I want to reward users that have already invited their coworkers, and I think this is quite valuable for the business, or for example, if I want to reward a user that has always clicks on the link that I send on the mailing list, so I think it would be useful if we could, for example, offer a way to send to reward users based on like emails or something like that, segments of users in batch, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Batch send, batch offer.
And that would be an interesting thought for the third workshop, I think. So
cool.
Definitely good to also include here. So I see that the time is running out, but just for a last, I would just mention it. We don't have time to do it now, but when you have sort of figured out what values or gain creators and pain relievers you have in your service, you could try to really find a way to communicate it. And I have put a template here that you can use to try to explicitly tell the user what your value proposition is. So you can just have a look at it later, and I have put some other interesting information here that you can read, and just you can just try to do it later. And if you have any questions, I will be glad to help you. But otherwise, I guess the time's up. Do you have anything, Porto, you would like to ask or say before we?
No, actually, no. It was very helpful. Actually, if anyone is interested in trying out Gift Cash, we are just go gift.cash and sign up for our waitlist. We are actually like releasing one new feature every day. So very soon you'll be able to send gift cards to anyone. Of course, we are more interested in businesses, but in order for us to have a solution that's going to be useful and safe for businesses, we have to have something battle tested in terms of individuals. So I would love if anyone could just join our waitlist and let us know. We will let you guys know. We'll put some free sats over there so you can stream sats to your friends. And and we look forward to the next workshops. This was quite fun. Thanks a lot, Lisa.
Oh, great. Thanks a lot, Porto, for being the demo. I know it's so difficult when you have to think about all these things in such a short time. So it
was great.
Big thanks to you. It was great, and hopefully others who have been in this stream hopefully, I hope that you also have learned something. All right. So I guess I can't see any questions in the chat right now. So I guess that that's it. And yeah, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
See you.
你说一次不能够击打，那你
See you, Jones.
Take care. Thanks for the session.
Have a nice one in El Salvador.